Welcome, Iris. I am so excited to share everything I love about your work with my audience, and I'm excited to share your super fun, evolving genius programs with my people. I always look forward to exploring your unique programs for appreciating people at events. Um, by popular request, Iris, will you please share your powerful poem that you send anonymously to end bullying and verbal abuse and how it works and why it is important?
Oh, thank you so much. I love it that your audience is interested in that. You know, it is the most powerful thing, honestly, that I have ever created. It has been translated into the most languages,
Wow.
and it is the one thing that I get the most emails in other languages about that I have to translate and see what people are trying to tell me. And they tell me that this poem I'm about to share, called Shame on You, about verbal abuse and bullying, has transformed their life.
Wow.
And people can find it on my website, anonymousexpressions.com, or I send it out for next to nothing from my Etsy shop for people because it is very important. So imagine that you get this in the mail because you've been a jerk. And here it is. It's called Shame on You. And so it says, Shame on You, a poem about verbal abuse and bullying, sent to you anonymously as a serious wake-up call. Shame, shame, shame on you. Do you even know the damage that you do? It hurts everyone to see how you treat us. Like we are dumb and stupid, you verbally beat us. Shame on you for the tyrant that you are, spewing mean, angry swords as you leave another scar. What you value is control, you freak. How dare you terrorize we who are merely meek? Why do you shame and blame? Why, it's just another superiority game. It sadly makes you feel superior while thrashing an innocent being's interior. Your ugly game has absolutely no winner. It only makes you a self-righteous sinner. The only way out of your abusive game and really give up your shame and blame is to find real values, good and true, and plant them inside and make them part of you. The truth of the matter and the truth about you is that you are miserable, unhappy, and you don't know what to do. I say unto you, you must change what you do. Plant seeds that give value, like esteem, love, and trust. For your behavior is destructive, and change it you must. Shame, shame, shame on you. Wake up now to see and change the damage that you do.
Wow. Like a little bit of tears are coming up for me because that hits so deeply. I was in a previous relationship where there was a lot of all of that going on. So I can only imagine how many people this has reached all over the world because we're all experiencing this type of abuse, whether it's self-abuse or from another person. So thank you for being confident and brave enough to share that and to call people out when they're not in their integrity and in alignment with truth and love and peace. That
Right.
is so
Yeah,
profound.
I could tell you a lot of examples of people calling me crying, telling me how much it has transformed the person. And one of the most interesting ones that a lady called recently and said that, you know, her brother-in-law who had been a jerk got it. And first she's like, what the hell is this nonsense? Rah, rah, rah. Then 2 days later, he went to his wife and said, you know, I'm wondering if maybe one of the children might have talked to one of the school counselors. And I'm wondering if maybe the school sent this to me. And she said, that's a good possibility. And she said he found self-control he never knew he had. He felt ashamed and he absolutely made changes. So that was great. And the other amazing thing about this poem is that over a dozen domestic violence shelters are using this poem as a process for their women to find their voice about verbal abuse. Because, you know, whenever there's physical abuse, of course, there's verbal abuse.
Yes.
And they feel so beaten down, and yet they find what it takes to be able to finally say it and to mean it. And it's very, very empowering. So it's a wonderful way to start the process of healing for a lot of women.
Yeah, that is so empowering, because I feel like in that space, it's like they probably, or we, or whoever's experienced it, lose their voice, shun their voice, and hold it in. And that's so disempowering. Whereas this, it allows to express. And that in itself is truly so empowering and enlightening. And not only for the person expressing it, but for the person receiving it too. You know, when we empower ourselves, we empower another. So this poem is a true representative of truth, integrity, and empowerment for both parties from a place of love and truth. So I thank you so much. And I'm so grateful to share this with my audience, your audience, everyone. It's exquisite and powerful and totally needed in our world today. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. And then, of course, the fact that nobody knows who sent it, that's where the real power is. It could have been anyone. Could be your neighbor, could be, and so the wondering who sent it absolutely makes these people really think about it. It's not just Iris and her trip, it's not, we don't know who sent it. It came purposely, anonymously from Anonymous Expressions from my P.O. box. It says it was sent anonymously. It's a serious wake-up call, and it absolutely works.
Oh, absolutely. What makes you most passionate? I mean, you kind of dived into this a little bit, but what makes you most passionate about this, and what programs or event programs feature it?
Well, again, what I'm most passionate about is the fact that women use it to find their voice, that anyone can send it to anyone that they want. This one woman sent it to her brother-in-law who had been awful to her sister and the children. So it does fly all around the world. It has been translated into a ton of languages. I use it in my Evolving Genius Awards ceremony program when I go into the Sassy stuff, the Sassy Awards. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So I do it also in Ranching of a Psychic Grandmother, my comedy show for large audiences. And, I share it as much as I honestly can, Caitlin. I mean,
beautiful.
At libraries that will let me come in and talk about verbal abuse and share it. And everybody leaves with a copy in an envelope with no other writing on it, so that they've got it ready to send anytime they want. So it is powerful. I grew up with a certain amount of verbal abuse, so I wrote it.
Yeah.
So yes, I know how important it is, and I take that to heart.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being able to bring your past and your life story and tying it into empowering others to live out their truth too. So, beautiful. I'm so grateful to be sharing this here today. By popular request from my audience, Iris was wondering if you could share your powerful poem that you send with Wake Up Call Awards too.
I'd love to. First, I'm just going to read what the Wake Up Call Awards are real quickly.
Yay, 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 yay.
Some are funnier than others, but they're usually fairly direct and poignant, and yet the fact that they rhyme kind of keeps them cutesy and fun and lighthearted. And the fact that they're sent anonymously most of the time, people can take them to heart or not, but when it fits, it fits. Okay, yes. People know it. Gossip Monger Award, and you've been a gossipy snot, it makes a difference, right? So we have Evolving Genius Funny Wake Up Call Awards are Beneficial Bullshitter, Cantankerous Old Coot, Coercive Coworker, Conscientious Couch Potato.
I need that one sometimes.
We're all there. Dastardly Dirty Old Man, Drama Queen of the Universe, Flagrantly Freaking Funny, Gossip Monger, Judgmental Jackass. Imagine how popular that one can be. Master of Con Artistry, Mindless Moocher, Narcissistic Numbskull.
Oh, that's a big one.
The one a lot of women get, Morbid Martyrdom.
Yes.
Passionate Pack Rat, Political Radical, Religious Sermonizer, Ridiculing Rageaholic, and Stupendous Superiority.
I love how you just add this like playful twist to these deeper truths, so that it's like, in spiritual terms, we call it shadow work. And, you know, we're so afraid of the shadow and looking at this big, dark, evil thing. But if we really look at it through the lens of this humorous, fun light, boy, it's so much easier to love it, transmute it, and shift out of it and accept ourselves as we are and say, hey, okay, I can accept this part of myself. So you really put a twist on shadow work with your playful events and your games and your affirmations. Like you are a visionary beyond this world, like a visionary of shadow work for sure in spiritual realm.
Well, thank you. And really, it's some of the best personal growth stuff out there that I've seen from the standpoint that, it is direct and yet it's also kind of cutesy. And yet when it comes anonymously and you don't know who sent it, again, that's very powerful.
So powerful.
So the poem that I talk about shadow work, the poem that I send that I know you're excited to hear, that comes with every Sassy Wake Up Call Award is called Our Evolving Shadow Mirror.
Oh, wow.
Our Evolving Shadow Mirror. The shadow mirror is a part of who we all are. Individually and collectively, with it, we continually spar. Judging the shadow of others is so easy to do. Until you discover their annoying dysfunction is a part of you too. Unexplained shadow breeds war, poverty, and indifference far and wide. It screams for us to collectively accept reality and turn the tide. Within governments, companies, cultures, and maniacs, it will hide. Insanity continues as power mongers' mean egos' cruelty rides. Our shadows beg to be denied, suppressed, and repressed. So into self-honesty we dive, as darkness must be addressed. For being a boastful, judgmental jerk is certainly an unwelcome personality quirk. The absolute killjoy of creativity is any and all repression. So our gift is to find appropriate creative self-expression. Befriending our shadow can enhance creative fun when astutely delivered as an insightful pun. To laugh at others' crap and then to see your crappy self too can bring us all to compassion, acceptance, and love. Yahoo! Who knew that psychology and social skills 101 could be so enlightening and so very much fun?
Amen. Oh my goodness. There's something so profound about hearing you verbalize it instead of reading it. Sometimes, you know, I got some chills, like goosebumps. So it's like this truth sinks deeper in sometimes when you're hearing it instead of just reading it. And it really just, you know, when I listen to you, it's like, yeah, like all the stuff that we project onto other people instead of just taking ownership and empowering ourselves to own that instead of repressing these darker shadow aspects of ourselves. So that poem is so beautiful and fun and direct, and again, just a visionary approach to shadow work. So thank you. That is very enlightening.
And I do like that it's kind of fun and funny, but it's also, to the point
Yeah.
about looking at our shadow side. And what I've heard too from people is the fact that it comes in writing. When people get it in the mail, they can read it over and over again and go, all right, I mean, the fun part of it, the serious part of it, the fact that the awards and the poem come in writing, I think are really good for people, Caitlin, because they can really read them over and over again. And I think that has a profound impact, honestly.
Absolutely. It's almost like reading an affirmation to yourself daily so you can like ingrain that. It's like letting that truth sink deeper and deeper and deeper until it finally like you've been yoked and you're like, okay, I get it. It's like, aha, the epiphany is settled in. So thank you so much for sharing. I'm also really excited. I understand that you have a book and you are excited to share with your program sponsors. Can you please share with us the book and some things that excite you about it and how it will help us in drawing our tribe of entertainers and who want a lucrative home and base business?
Yes, the home-based business thing is really fabulous. So one of the smartest people I know recommended this book. It is called Primal Branding.
Beautiful.
And yes, and it leads you through these wonderful steps of how to get people excited about your brand. It goes into who is the leader? Why are they worth following? It goes into what are the key words that, bring the tribe together. It's all about creating a tribe of people. And that's really what I see happening with my Evolving Genius Award programs, with both the honoring ceremonies and the sassy ranting of a psychic grandmother stuff. And I love it that with the Evolving Genius ceremonies, I do usually some of the kind of funny awards and a little bit of the ranting stuff so that I can put in the poem about verbal abuse. And then, of course, the second half is all about walking the red carpet and being honored with, the honoring award. But it's a very brilliant book, and I absolutely love it. And it's all highlighted. I've gone through it. I love it. And I'm very excited to work with a couple of really good sponsors and being able to co-create together, our promotion and how we can help draw these people and support our tribe of people, through advertising. And it's a fabulous book. Again, it's called Primal Branding, and it's by Patrick Hanlon. And it's super popular, and a lot of the big companies have utilized it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's really great. It's all about bringing your tribe together, and that's really what it's all about. I want to be able to have a national presence where anyone who wants an Evolving Genius Award ceremony can go on there and find the person in their area. I want everybody to have a ton of these awards to be able to give away
Yes.
for promotion. And I'm also hoping that, we can start getting groups of the Evolving Genius honoring improv around the country so that people will have the opportunity to practice uplifting, wonderful storytelling in positive and empowering ways.
So beautiful. Oh, so magical. The light that you're bringing to this world. Thank you so much for that recommendation for the book as well. That's, I think everyone could benefit from taking a dive into that as well.
Absolutely. So the other thing that I wanted to share real quickly is I've had a request to share my positive poem that goes with the honoring awards
Yes.
as well. So I want to take just a minute and read what those are and then read that poem, if that's okay, if we have time.
Yes, absolutely.
So the Evolving Genius Honoring Awards are da 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 da. And I love in my program, and it depends on if it's family and you want to pick one for your mom or your kids or your grandma. However, I love it with most of my Evolving Genius Award ceremonies that I do for employees in large groups. You pick the award that is closest to your heart. You honor yourself. You pick the award that honors you. And I think that's beautiful because it all starts here.
It does. It starts there.
Yeah. So, certificate of sainthood.
Mm.
You're 90% of these, but we don't need to go there. So Oprah. Oprah love every one of these. I already know she does. And she loves the poem. So we'll get to that. Certificate of sainthood, childlike wonder, elegant enchantress, fantastic father forever, free spirit, gifted and talented child, gifted and talented youth, glorious gratitude, grandmother of honor, honorary caregiver of light, humanitarian healing, humanitarian hero, illustrious instigator, lifelong learning, lovable laughter, loving kindness, mother of honor, musical mastery, profound pedagogue, which is like a wise teacher, spirit of compassion, very near and dear to my heart. And that one has been translated into the most languages internationally, by the way, spirit of compassion, valuable volunteer, and wisdom keeper.
I'm like soaking all these in as you say them because they're like so nurturing and loving. It's just like, oh, and I just love the whole spectrum that we've covered like today in this interview of like the shadow and then the light and the nurturing and then diving into the dark, it's just like the whole spectrum. So you can really like embody the totality of all that is. Like we really are hitting like home here with just embracing all that we are with like these affirmations, these poems. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And that's what I love about my Evolving Genius Awards ceremony is it brings all of it together.
Yes.
So it really is good for personal growth. We get to laugh at our dysfunctional behaviors together in a very non-threatening way. And then we do the honoring of ourselves and other people. And it's just magical. And it's really near and dear to my heart. And, I've been as techie as I can be, but now that I'm getting closer to 70, I'm like, I want the young, beautiful people. I've had my day in the spotlight. Young, techie people.
Yes.
I don't want to build another website. I don't want to, it's like, I'm just really ready to hand this over with love and take all of my years of experience in entertainment and in personal growth and as a loving, caring, nurturing grandmother and nurture these entertainers along and put all this out there into the world.
So beautiful. So beautiful. And like we've mentioned before, it's so universal. Like it just so universal and encompassing for everyone. So I love that it's in so many different languages. Like I feel like everyone can resonate with this because it's so universal. So absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Iris. I also wanted to would like to remind both of our audiences that you are seeking sponsors to help you give away your entertainment programs. This is so generous and lovely of you. Can you dive in a little bit more about that?
Yes, I'm really excited about that. And I just sort of did mention that. I don't know how much time we have, but I've been requested to also share the poem that goes with the honoring awards.
Absolutely.
It's a circle of nobility. Do you have a moment for that?
Absolutely. Share away.
So yeah, this is the one that goes with all of those honoring awards when people get it in the mail. And this is what makes people really, it's the clincher. It's really the heart and soul of my Evolving Genius Awards program because this is where I claim it, where the lady said to me, "You are so authentic, you are so real. I love the way you claim it because of this poem." Dare I say, yes, I do.
So authentic. You just own it. So
I do.
You do. It's so
I've owned
beautiful.
it for a long, long time. I mean, I've been doing this for many, many years. Honoring builds a circle of nobility. Honoring is where silence joins what is true. Honoring is a divine reflection of me and of you. Honoring is holding a sincere respect as a natural goodness that you reflect. Honoring is a happy, joyful kind of play. Honoring people is my greatest joy day after day. Honoring people in secret builds nobility. Positive, anonymous surprises foster one's humility. Honoring oneness is my essential reality. Honoring the sacred brings me essential clarity. Honoring creates a circle of discovering that together we are harmonizing. It reflects the capability of our evolving creativity, joined with our social responsibility to create melody and mastery, a new tranquility of generosity. So just remember that if you're honoring others and of your life is really clear and sincere, that the goodness of others and life will surely reflect and honor you, my dear.
Thank you so much for that. I'm just like soaking it in. So beautiful.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm so grateful to send that with every poem. And it really is wonderful for people to receive that when they receive an honoring award, because I think it really helps to just, really bring it to the forefront. It really allows people to take it to heart.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like because of your transparency and authenticity and integrity, it really like hits home, like hits into the heart, like people can really feel it, and it's like a tuning fork almost. So thank you for sharing these gifts with us and your authenticity. If anything, it's just your authenticity is a role model for the rest of us to fully embrace all of this. So thank you so much, Iris. Can you tell me where, I mean, we've discussed a little bit in the past where we can find your stuff, but I would love to share again with my audience where, I met you on Simbi, but where can we find you? Where can we purchase your amazing awards and affirmations and games? I want everyone to know where we can find you.
Well, thank you. And yes, you can find me on Simbi, SIMBI, which is the 100% trade site that you and I love so, so much. My website currently is anonymousexpressions.com, which I've had forever. And then I also have an Etsy shop where I sell everything, which is Evolving Genius Awards. Perfect. Is the name of the Etsy shop. And you can find pretty much all of my ebooks that I've written, all of the Sassy Awards, the Honoring Awards. You can find, Evolving Genius Improv. I have that available now as well.
Beautiful. I'll make sure to share those in the link below the profile as well too, to share with everyone so they can see the handwritten version of it. In these last few moments, is there anything that you would like to express or dive into or share? I've just been so honored and grateful to be in the presence of just such a humble, beautiful visionary, just spreading love and light. So I'm just completely honored and enlightened after these beautiful moments with you.
Well, thank you. And what I want to say is it takes one to know one, girlfriend. It really does. And I just want to say that people can find your award-winning poetry that I adore on Words of Bodhi, and that's the name of your Etsy shop.
Yes.
BHI, which is wisdom. So Words of Bodhi on Etsy for all of your amazing poetry. And, I just enjoyed reading one of your other ebooks and giving it a stellar review. I've got the list of the other ones that I'm looking forward to. Your poetry, you're the perfect person to interview me because we are so much alike. I mean, you are such an amazing master poetry. All of your poetry is so profound and so loving and so nurturing. And it's all the things I love. And it's one of the reasons that I love you and appreciate you so dearly. And I love the way the northern lights are like just dancing around your head.
I'm going to cry. I'm just like, oh, thank you.
I can't wait to interview you. I really am looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to sharing bits of your poetry. Hopefully your people will love my poetry. I know my people will absolutely love yours as well.
Absolutely. I feel like that's how we've bonded so deeply. We've bonded over other, with your other gifts, like your soul Mayan path readings and your awards and stuff that I've purchased. But I feel like this connection over our poetry and truth and this consciousness is really where we've hit home and just like really created this passionate bond and been able to like light a fire. So I'm so grateful for this collaboration because I feel like there's something just been sparked here and I feel like it's going to just continue lighting a fire lighting a fire.
Well, and I'll tell you that the Mayan astrology soul path readings, I sometimes call them Mayan honorgrams.
Amazing, everyone.
Thank you. They've been going all around the world for years. And I love Mayan astrology. When I learned that I am here to serve the psychic, global, emotional, social level years ago, I mean, I get that about myself, and it's really helped to guide my path, besides the fact that I'm a skywalker, loving the sky as it whirls around your head. And what I just want to say briefly about why I think people love them so much is because they're written in an empowering and conscious language style, which allows people to claim the wisdom of their soul path. And I know that that's why people love them so much.
Absolutely. I've actually read over mine over like, I think the past few years, like that you've given it to me. I've read it over 2 or 3 times just to like let it integrate and be like, yes, like this is like, this is what I'm here to do, and I fully own this. And it's such a beautiful and elegant way to really shine forth your gifts and your presence on this earth. So thank you. Like, actually, it's words of affirmation is one of my love languages. So it's like I go back and read it because it's like kind of like filling that cup for me. So I can only imagine. Yeah, I hope everyone who's listening, my audience, it's really impactful. Not only are her games and her events, and but the soul my empath reading is just as profound and enlightening for everyone to get their hands on. So thank you.
Thank you. And I love that they're in writing so that people can read them over and over again. You know, I've always recorded my work or done my best to put it out there so that people have access to it, and people really resonate with that, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
As you make me happy.
You make me so happy. Thank you so much. Yeah, is there anything else that you would like to share? I'm just, in awe and in honor of this connection and being able to be here with you today in the presence of a visionary who's impacted so many people around the world and who will continue to in the rest of her life. So thank you for this honor.
Well, you're so welcome, and thank you. It's been an honor for me as well. And I can honestly say that one day when I was walking in the forest, I seriously heard Oprah Winfrey's voice in my head going, that poem is powerful. I love that. So Oprah, girlfriend, I'm looking for a really good sponsor. I would love to have someone like Oprah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and the like Oprah, I feel like once she gets her hands on it, you guys are going to be BFFs. You guys are like the same person. I think we've discussed this. I feel like you embody all of her beautiful humanitarian, selfless generosity, intuitive mothering abilities. So I can see why you love her so much and want to connect with her. And I can't wait till this reaches her. So Oprah, you hear us?
One of her angels, I mean, I'm flexible, but I really serious. I know that I have created a lot of things, and I know that I need a really good sponsor who really honors and gets what it is that I want to give away for people. And who doesn't want a home-based business where you get to dress up and look gorgeous and have fun?
Really. Amen to that. Amen. All right. Thank you, Soul Sister, for just an amazing interview with you today, and for sharing your gifts, your passions, your poetry, your awards, your events, your games, and everything that you do. You're lighting up humanity. So thank you so much for today.
Well, thank you so much, Caitlin. And I'm very excited to interview you and share your poetry with all of my people, because your poetry is profound and absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
I would know.
Thanks, Cyrus. Have a blessed day.
Caitlin, thank you, love.